Got a couple things I wanted to bring to y'all today that's helped our business and probably will help you too. So 3 topics. The first one is going to be a credit card for your business. The second one is going to be accepting credit cards in your business. And then the third and final one is going to be credit card on file in your CRM. So for starters, last year, I don't know, probably around April or May, about this time of year, we applied and got a business credit card. Got one in my name and one in Cody's name, you know, same card, but he got his own card and I got my own card to the same account. And do your own due diligence on this. You know, there's probably might be a better option this year. I just watched some YouTube videos and went through. We ended up going with a Chase. I think it's a, well, I don't even know. I think my wallet's in my truck. Cody's in it, but yeah, it's a Chase. I don't remember which one it is, to be honest with you guys, but they had a thing going. If you spent $6,000 by a certain time, that you would get, I want to say it was $850, you know, bonus points, which it turned into $850. You know, we applied it to the card. So in the beginning of the year, you know, we just went ahead and bought a couple oil change kits, a couple sets of blades. We bought a couple different, you know, extras of everything that we knew we were going to need to hurry up to spend that $6,000 and to get the free $850. So we did that. I know people that, you know, you got Dave Ramsey and you got some of these other folks that tell you, you know, absolutely no credit card, no, absolutely no. Well, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with them guys, but I mean, you know, you can get yourself in some trouble with it, you know, but if you have common sense and you can do some due diligence, you know, with the money that you're making, then make smart decisions and pay the bill before you acquire any interest, you know. So I just double checked the other day, a couple weeks ago. We still have never paid any interest on this credit card. We put the money on the card, pay the card off. That's what we've always done. And you know, the first limit was pretty, it wasn't even $6,000. So I mean, we had to make a payment like a week after we had it to open it up, to go ahead and hurry. We were hurrying to the 6,000, right, to get our $850. Again, it was all on stuff we were going to buy anyway. We just bought it up front, put it in the shop, used it as we needed it. So I would recommend you guys, you know, especially if you're getting started out, or maybe you're trying to grow a little bit, you need just a little bit more room. I mean, it's just benefited us. I mean, I don't see any negatives in how we've used it. The second thing is having the ability to accept debit card, credit card payments without there being a physical interaction. That's humongous, right? That is a huge time saver. It is I mean, it's just, guys, there's still people that we accept cash or checks, you know, from. We still have 2 people that set it up with their bank and it automatically sends a check, you know, once a month. All that's fine, and there's some people that I will not press the issue on, you know. Obviously, you know, elders, I mean, you know, they're not gonna be able to, they're not gonna want to do that. They're not gonna know how to, even if they do know how to do that, they're not gonna trust it. This is a newer generation, right? This is how people that's my age are willing to be able to spend money. You know, most people buying stuff, excuse me, buying stuff on Amazon and all that kind of thing. Everybody's being hacked. Everybody's gotten hacked. You know, you commit, you know, you tell them there's a fraud or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really not a big deal anymore, to be honest. I mean, I've never heard any horror stories. And I've been hacked and I've went through it. So it's, you know, you're not going to get some of the elderly people to do that, and that's fine. But you want the majority of it. So you know, we kind of noticed real quick that, you know, accepting payments from Venmo, Cash App, credit, the, you know, online service, credit card, all these other things, you know, it's like 4 or 5 ways we're accepting payment. It gets a little bit hard to kind of keep up with it, you know. So we're slowly but surely pushing everybody to paying the credit card on file. And to be honest with y'all, for some people it was as simple as, once we started doing that in year 2 and started sending the invoices to people, some of them, a lot of them, just automatically started paying it on there. I mean, literally went from paying $65 on Venmo to paying $65 on the Yard Book. It's connected with Stripe. We use Yard Book. We've been using the free version up until about a week ago. We bought the middle package. I think it's $35 a month. It will save our customer 1%. So because it was 3.9% plus 30 cents. That's a lot, y'all. But you know, Venmo and everything else charges you a fee. It's not that much. But we turned over and make the customers pay the processing fee. We've been doing that now for 2 years, and you know, I try to remember to tell everyone, but sometimes it slips my mind. And you know, every once in a while you get a couple people complain about it. Now there are some kind of, I guess you would say, circumstances where you probably don't want to go that route. One, our weekly cuts, I've told them, listen, we'll accept a check at the end of the month, beginning of the month, whatever you want to do. You know, I don't want to come cut 4 or 5 times a month and then you have to pay, you know, $20 to $40, you know, in processing fees. So, you know, in that situation, we'll accept a check at the end of the month, like I said, to save them 50, 60 bucks or whatever it ended up being. Because a lot of our weeklies are bigger, you know, bigger yards. Especially for one of our customers. I mean, they're 2 properties, so they're both $120. So I mean, and they both get cut weekly. So, but to be honest, we told them that, and they still pay it online, and that's just easier for them. It's just faster. People don't realize that, you know, some people value the money that they can physically see, touch, and look at, and all that, versus their time. You know, some people are the opposite. Some people would say, well, if that'll save me 5 minutes, then it's worth $20 or whatever, you know. And you just got to find that customer. But to be honest with y'all, it's really not as big of a deal as I was thinking it was going to be. If you get the free version of Yard Book, it's 3.9% plus 30 cents, I want to say. I don't know if there's a cap or not. Usually on big project work, we just accept a check or cash. But I will say this, being able to offer a customer that they can pay on a credit card or a debit card is huge, because some people will put that on a credit card. So for one, some people like to use the points. I know people that runs off a credit card all month, and at the end of the month just pays the bill in full just to get the points, right? So you have that customer that you'll run into. They just want to put it on a credit card anyway. They might be able to do that job now because of the fact that they can put it on a credit card. You know, it might be something they really want to do. They don't physically have the cash for, but they're willing to put that $1,500 on a credit card and make a $50 a month payment for the next year and a half. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I'm saying I think you'll get more jobs that way, especially on the project stuff, and the fact that you offer a credit card. One thing I wish we could do, and I would recommend to y'all, I don't know how we'll flip this back over to all of our existing customers, but one thing I would say, guys, is to keep from having to have the conversation, to keep from having to remember to let people know, hey, just to let you know, there is a small processing fee, you know, so you don't have to go through all that, right? Don't charge them the processing fee. Just hide it in your price, okay? Just hide it in your price. So we bought the Yard Book middle grade package, like I was saying, simply because it would save our customers 1%, and it'll allow us to do broadcast like messages. You know, we can send a message to all our customers and stuff. We have found that to be useful. We've wanted to do that several different times, you know, especially at the beginning of the season or the end of the season. and it would just make things a lot faster. But just hide it in your price and do not let them see it. I just think it would be a better that way. It'd just be better that way. Saves a conversation, saves a potential customer, because every once in a while we do get somebody that balks at it. You know, but we're pretty, you know, we're pretty bound and determined that we're going to stick with this. And one of the main reasons why is because you can take and put on Yard Book, you can create a reoccurring invoice, okay? It'll send it to the customer automatically. When they pay it with their credit card, it will automatically count it as paid and record it in the system. I mean, it doesn't get any faster than that, you know? That's automatic. So, I will say we haven't completely gotten to that part yet, just because a lot of times we do extra or something changes and we float around the price. It's something we've done in the past, and this year I think we're going to get a little bit more heavy on it. Back when me and Cody were doing it, we tried to to implement that, and I was hoping my wife, now that she does the invoices, that she would. But she says she would just rather physically put it in and be able to double check it and look at it so something doesn't get overlooked. That's probably smart. But to have that capability is pretty nice. more every single time on Venmo the first year. Well, I mean, I kind of was just thinking, maybe this guy's just, you know, it was just easy. So, like I said, I want to, the more we get into this, the bigger we get, the more, I guess, our business and name gets out there and stuff like that, and the longer we have some of these customers. I definitely want to try to push for that a little bit, but bare minimum, #1 goal for me going into probably next year is to get everybody off of Venmo, off of Cash App, strictly to paying the invoice on Yard Book, and then for the elders, of course, cash or check, and projects, you know, projects, cash or check, on that, you know. But again, we did a $3,400 cleanup for a customer about 4 weeks ago. First job we did with a skid steer, $3,400. We told them we needed a $1,000 deposit. $1,000 was going to cover the dumpsters. So we just, you know, we wanted to kind of cover our basis a little bit, right? Told them that we would come by because they live so close and get the money or the check from them or whatever, and they were like, no, just send it on the invoice, we'll pay it, you know, we'll pay it on the online. And they did, paid $1,000, and then turned right around and paid the $2,400 we sent them after that, and paid 3.9% plus 30% both times, and never batted an eye. So, you know, people will do it. It's not impossible, you know what I mean? It's like, I know if you're new to this and stuff, you're thinking, ain't nobody gonna do that, but they will do that. But anyways, guys, yeah, we're pulling up at this job. A little bit of a crazy day. Like I said, we had some rain this morning and stuff like that. Oh shoot. We had some rain this morning and stuff like that. And we just wasn't able to, really just wasn't able to get into the rhythm of cutting today. And we were waiting on this business to close. We just picked up, this is a commercial account for us right here in town, and it looks really, really rough. But we got them signed up on a 12-month contract.